kits that I have from various years that I've been collecting them. Here are more iris containers squished in back there. That's my duster. Here is 2 bins, and both of these contain more of my scrapbooking kits, and I just have them in here like this, so I can just go through and flip through and figure out which ones I want to use. A lot of these have already been used. I don't have this many that are just brand new, but you can see I have a problem. I buy a lot of stuff. You guys probably do too. So these are just all my various kits and things like that. Most of them are store-bought kits. Some of the kits I kind of put together myself, so I just have them all in these bins. Here is a pillow. This is my Mickey Mouse or my Disney scrapbooking stuff in here. It's just all together so I don't lose it. This is just a bin of fabric that's just got stuffed in there, so sewing supplies. This is where I keep all my thickers. And this one needs to be shoved in here. So I have a thicker problem, as you can see. And I use this cardboard too so they don't flop over. But I just have these in order of the colors, and they are really, really, really stuffed in here right now. So I can't really flip through them very well. I really need to probably purge. I probably don't need this many thickers. I don't know. I just have too many. Here are some other alphabet stickers and things like that that are not thickers, that are more the flat stickers. So I got these, a whole bunch of these from Crafty Steels. I have these some Simple Stories. So anything that has like alphabets and stuff on it. I do have some things that are not alpha stickers, like some things like this. But generally speaking, a lot of these are alpha stickers. I try to keep them all alpha stickers. So all my alphabets are in the same place. And this is just a basket I got from Michael's. So moving up here, here is an empty scrapbooking. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. This is my first half of 2015 Project Life album. This is just a bin I got from Michael's, and it houses all of my stickers and embellishments and things like that, mostly stickers. And these are some really old stuff in here. I really need to challenge myself to go through some of the stuff and either use it or donate it or sell it or something like that, because this is ridiculous. So that's what this is here. And then behind that, hopefully I'm not too shaky, is how I store my stickles. And I don't really use my stickles much anymore, so that's why they're kind of shoved in the back. And this one's a little bit better to show you. I think I found this on Pinterest or maybe someone else's YouTube channel. I did the same thing kind of that I did with my Cricut cartridges. I just bought these acrylic picture frames from the dollar store, added these circle, what is it called? Oh, you guys are probably screaming at me what this is. This is, I want to say Ziploc, and that's not right. It is called, oh goodness, Velcro. Sorry, guys. So I just put these Velcro rounds and put the other Velcro up here. And I did have to use some super glue to keep it on here, because what happens was they were sliding when I just used the sticky back that came with it. So I used some Gorilla super glue, and then they just stick up like this. And then the nice thing is they're all facing down. So when you go to use them, all the glue is in the tip. So I just have them in kind of rainbowish order. And then these are the other ones that didn't fit. And again, I got these acrylic picture frames on, or at the Dollar Tree. I think it was Dollar Tree. So just put those back there. Stick this up in the spot. Here is another bin, same thing with all these embellishments here. Here's just a divided tray that has a bunch of embellishments. Here are some of my newer Scraptastic kits. This one is from September, and then this one is from October. I need to get them out and start using them. Here is a Project Life box, but what I ended up doing was I cut out my silhouette die cuts and things like that ahead of time, because I'm not very good about cutting them out as I'm doing projects. So this, I just used the tray to house my die cuts. So some of these are kind of big, but the nice thing about this is some of the spots are kind of smaller, and I can kind of organize them in some of the spots. So I just have these cut out. Some of them are watercolor paper because I like to use the mixed media on them, and some of them are just regular cardstock. So that's that. And it just fits in nicely on the side, and I've labeled it so I know what I have. Let's see if I can get this back in here. All right, next I have my die cutting area, I guess you would call it, in my embossing area. So this is just a basket that I've had forever, and these are just all my embossing folders, and I like it because I can just kind of flip through these and figure out which one I want to use. So if I move this out of the way, Sorry guys. Here is my other dies and things like that, and I just use another basket. These are kind of shoved in here as well, but some of these are the Stampin' Up! Dies, but I just kind of have them all in the basket. I have my thicker Tim Holtz dies and some of my other thicker steel rule Sizzix dies back here. And again, just, they're dusty. I can tell I use them a lot. I just can flip through them and figure out which ones I want to use. And some other die cuts here. So anything that came in a nice little case, like, or the steel rules, or that came in a nice little case like the Stampin' Up! Ones, I left in their packages. For the ones that came in more like stamp container kind of packages with just like the plastic covering, I put them in this thing here. So I'll pull that out. So this is the art bin. Like this, the art bin storage container, and this has magnetic sheets in it, and I don't have a lot of dies. I think I would like to do the way Jennifer McGuire does and some of the other ladies, where you put them all in those Avery Elle sleeves, but for what I have and the amount of dies I have, this works pretty well. So this is just, like I said, these are magnetic sheets, and so the back is black, and what I do is I just stick them on, and then I label each of the sets so I kind of know what they're for. So you can just see here, they're different labels. And I think I have a couple more sheets. Nope, that's it. And so you can see I don't have a whole lot of these wafer thin dies. So this storage system works pretty well for me. And the nice thing is, because I don't have a lot, I also keep all of my plates and things in this bin too. So that is how I store my dies. So the album over here with the little frillies, that's just a mini album of my daughter's first birthday. So on top here I have my Cuttlebug, and my silhouette is back there with the black fabric on top of it. I just keep it there to keep the dust out. Over here are my punches that I showed you guys during the overall scrapbook room tour. Here are some just extra punches and things that didn't fit on that rack. And then here is my typewriter. It's just covered here, so I have that so it doesn't get dusty. My sewing machine is here, again just covered, again so it doesn't get dusty. This bin has a bunch of cards that I've received over the years. I just haven't placed to put to storage. These are some overflow Project Life items. Here is, if I move this out of the way, these are layouts and things that need to go in an album. This is one of my cutters, my printer. Down here is where I store my printer paper. Here is how I store my Scrapbook Project Life cards. Again, here's some other ones I keep in the kits. Let's see. So this is my Project Life cards, and I store them in these recollection cubes. And then I can just kind of flip through these, and it works out pretty well. So close that. Down here are just my printer stuff. So I have some photo paper, some printing supplies, ink, just kind of thrown in this drawer. Here is more just instructions, my Photoshop box, things like that, some chipboard, a piece from one of the drawers that I didn't use because I changed up how I had the drawers. And then this has a mat in front of it so you can't get to it, but there's some extra tools. This is an empty container, an old eyelet setter, my crimper tool, and just an empty bin. Move this back. Sorry. This over here is all of my scrapbook albums. So I don't have anything else on this shelf except albums. I'm going to need another one of these because this is completely full, and there's a lot of these scrapbooks that actually have all kinds of pages in them, so it's kind of crazy. Here, moving along, is my Alex drawer unit. So the first drawer of my Alex drawer unit is this one, and it has paint in it. Oops. It's got paint that's sticking. So this is just all the paint that I have. It's mostly probably all dry. I haven't used it in quite some time. But what I end up doing is I just squirted some paint on the top of these so that I knew what colors I had when I looked. Thinking about it now, I probably should have kept them like this because I think it would have probably kept the air out of them better and they probably wouldn't have dried up, but I don't use them much anymore. I used to do a lot of painting on wood and things, like candlesticks and things like that. But so that's just my acrylic paint. Let's see if I can get that back in there. Next one is my Stampin' Up! Stamps, and I just have these stored in their DVD cases. The ones that have these kind of labels here are the ones that came, sorry guys, the ones that came with Stampin' Up! And then these I got from Stampin' Up! But what I ended up doing is I took all of my red rubber stamps, and I got them unmounted, and I put them in the same DVD cases, and then I just had them sticking on the inside here. So that's how I store all of my red rubber stamps, because I got rid of all those wooden blocks. It was taking up too much space, and I was able to get, let's see here, I got, I think, 4 stamp sets in this one DVD case because of doing it that way. So that really helped the storage system. And then these are all more Stampin' Up! Stamps back here. Moving to the next drawer. Here are my wood mount background stamps. These are ones that I did not unmount. This is probably one of the only ones that I have left that are not unmounted, because they're, you know, they're kind of big anyway. It didn't make sense. Here's just some decorative sand, some more stamps sets that I need to get unmounted in their background, kind of grassy one. And then here's some alphas and some roller stamps back here, just using these plastic containers from Stampin' Up! This drawer is completely full of overflow adhesive. I always want to make sure I have enough adhesive to do all my projects. So I have these American Craft adhesives. I have score tape, or actually this is like a American Craft tape, but it's kind of like score tape. I have like a spray adhesive. I have my ATG adhesive, and these are some of those Tombow Mono dot runner adhesives, and they're just in a bin here. Let's see. That's really dusty. Whew. Goodness gracious. And then just some other random, this is another adhesive gun that I don't ever use, but I don't give it away because if I ever need adhesive, that works perfectly fine. Some of my glue dots and glue lines and other things like that. Again, just so I have an overflow, and I always have stuff if I run, so I don't run out. And I usually get it on sale. So when I go to Michael's, they just recently had a buy one get one free for these adhesives here. This the HEG gun, so they're about $10 a piece for the archival safe ones. So I always get that when it's on sale. Next is just a drawer of all my sewing stuff. This bin back here holds embroidery floss. I have pins and Velcro, and this is some items for my mom's old sewing machine. So that's that. Here are a bunch of random embellishments. These are some embellishments I got from Michael's when they had them on clearance. Here are some magnets. This is just some cool wire, copper, rusty looking dragonflies to embellish things. I did that on a mason jar one time. Here is just some leaf garland, some glossy clear finish for when I do painting and things. I have some doilies back here, and I have some Chinese lanterns right here. I don't know why I have Chinese lanterns, but I do, and I just don't want to get rid of them because I'm just a hoarder apparently. Moving to the next drawer, this is a bunch of paint supplies that are like spray paints and some of my sponge brushes and things like that. I do have some Mod Podge in here too, but really it's just all the spray kind. So this is like a workable fixative. This is an acid-free spray to make anything you have like newspaper or something acid-free. Some more spray paint, some clear spray paint. Like I said, just mostly spray paint. This is sponges and sponge paint brushes for those times you don't worry about things and you want to throw things away. Here are some palette knives that I have. I pulled out the ones that I use mostly, and I have them over in my roundy thing. And then these are just some sea sponges. Now here is this crazy amount of ribbon. I come in this drawer like, oh, I don't know, every 6 months. It's kind of ridiculous. I really need to go through this. I found a pretty neat way on Pinterest, I think, or maybe it was YouTube, about storing these in a way that reduces how much space they take up. Because on these rolls, there's not necessarily a lot of ribbon on each one of these, but they take up a lot of space this way. So I found a way that I think I may store my ribbon a little bit differently, or just I need to get rid of it, something, because this is ridiculous. I don't really use it on the pages too much. I probably use it on the kids' crafts and things like that more than I do on pages. And I used to use it a lot on cards, but I don't really make cards anymore. But so this is my ribbon stash. And then up here are all my different flowers and stuff like that. So I have recollection flowers. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Okay. I have just all kinds of paper flowers. These are some ones from wedding stuff that I had, and I got married like 13 years ago, so I still have stuff. I have I Am Roses flowers in here, and when I do get flowers, I like to get the white ones mostly. I got these because they were on clearance from Michael's, and then these are just leaves. But when I got the I Am Roses flowers and some of these other ones, I got the ones that are white because I have my spray mist, and I figured I can just spray mist them whatever color I want, and then that way it works out better and I didn't have to get a particular color. So I did get a decent amount of the white ones. I have some of these butterflies as well. Oop. So I'm going to shove these back in there. And that's that. Here is just an old jar that holds my stamps that I do my watercolor coloring on. So these are some La La Land craft stamps. I have some of the Julie Nutting Prima girl stamps. Some other animal stamps, Lawn Fawn, love Lawn Fawn, Simon Says stamps, and just some various things. I have these couple of these gorgeous girl stamps, and then I have some Kaiser Craft background stamps right here. Here are some more stamps back there, just some close to my heart alpha stamps and things like that. And I just have them stored there because I didn't fit anyplace else. My Canon selfie. And here I just have ribbon bits and things like that. So I'm not going to open this up because everything's kind of in the way, but it's just pieces of ribbon. And then this is just a shelf that is decorative. So it just holds decorative stuff.